Hi everyone, this is the self-awareness exercise that we're using for the week of January 25th, 2026, or when you see the names on the cards and it resonates with you. So the card we're being asked to contemplate this week as part of our self-awareness exercise is abandonment. Okay? Excuse me. Abandonment isn't just the experience of being left. It carries with it a much deeper sense of desertion, of being left vulnerable without the support or tools we need in order to survive, either emotionally or physically. So let's just look at that for a minute, because abandonment and not having what you need emotionally can be feeling as though you were not raised to be confident, for example, that you don't feel as though you have the social skills to be to trust yourself to be out there in a way where it's safe and pleasant as opposed to anxiety producing. Okay, so look at any area in your life or themes of abandonment that come up for you, that come up in your world around you, in your community, and what that means. How are people being abandoned? Through what means are they not getting what they need? And in your case, if you're looking at this in the areas, one of the ways that you can identify areas where you have felt abandoned is by looking at the areas of your life where you tend to feel insecure or incompetent, or where you find yourself apologizing for yourself or becoming really defensive. Okay? So that's one thing to consider. Now, the energy that you're being asked to embody, I love this, is the forgiveness energy. And in this case, what it's saying is hold no grudges. Whatever blame you wish to project onto others or yourself, and whatever resentment seems justified, give it up. Let everyone, including you, be blameless. Name the offense, and then decide that it's not worth it. For today, accept that you might not be right in your perception of the situation. Even if you think you're right, allow for the possibility that you're not and choose forgiveness, which is absolutely perfect, because the awareness activity is asking you to pay attention to when you are allowing yourself, when you are trying to be tolerant and when you are trying to be charitable, but it actually is coming from a slight edge of superiority, like, oh yes, I can be charitable to you because I'm so much better. I can be tolerant because I have infinite patience and I need it for you. So pay attention to those areas where you might be judging a situation, where you might be judging a situation or a person in a way that is ever so slightly putting yourself above them. And what happens when you stand back and you say, what am I thinking about this situation that's putting me in this position slightly above, or slightly judgmental or critical in an unkind way? What actually happens when I allow myself to go into this and go, you know what? Maybe I don't know why. Maybe I don't need to judge that person as a little lazy, because maybe they're dealing with a level of pain I can't imagine. Or, you know what? Yeah, maybe they're a little short-tempered. Well, geez, my goodness. What if I don't know what they've just gone through in the last 6 months of their lives to make their nervous system agitated? What if? And can I just say, you know what? I don't need to judge. I don't need to have an opinion. And it's very possible that any opinion I'm coming with now can be just set aside when I move into that quality of, I really don't know. There's more going on here than me. So I'm asking you to look at all of that and work with those plays. And I think that's all I'm going to say for now. Have fun with this, because I think, now I have to add one more thing. And this is something that I was hearing before. Abandonment, it's a really, really important issue for a lot of us coming up as we're changing our stories. As we're moving into higher frequency, really changing timelines, storylines, old stories for new stories. It's all just different terminology for growing self-awareness, understanding ourselves better, self-discovery, with the sole intention of expanding our consciousness into one of working with higher love, um, compassionate love, unity, all of those wonderful things that we in this self-awareness and self-expansion movement is really all about. And so the abandonment issue goes back to basic survival. It's about being left vulnerable without support or tools we need in order to survive. It goes back fundamentally to survival instinct. And this is something that all of us can experience, even if we have the perfect parents, even if we have the perfect childhood, if we had something go on in utero, or even just not getting fed as much as we would have liked, as soon as we would have liked when we're babies and are pre-verbal, something that's completely innocent on behalf of our perfect parents, that can create this belief or this core feeling of not enough and of not having somebody not having been there. It can happen at a pre-verbal level. So what you're being asked is really look at where those feelings come from, because that's personality associated with it. And if there are traumas around abandonment in whatever way they pull, whatever way they show up in your life, this is going to be something that is going to need to be addressed as you transmute the energy and as you move into a sense of empowerment, because abandonment is very much about not feeling powerful, not feeling like you have what you need. So please pay attention to that as well this week. The sense of power in your life, powerlessness, and the different ways that abandonment could have happened. Okay? In any of those like nuanced ways. So this actually is a really rich week. It could go in a lot of different directions. I'm going to leave you with that. Have fun. Take care.